coming up, cops get called on a kid for stolen cold beer, but it turns out to be a case of just reading between the lines. We'll tell you about it.
And the city votes on removing all gender-specific titles, which begs the question, has political correctiveness gone too far?
We got the news, entertainment, and everything in between. Kids, this is television's The Daily Flash, and we hope that you are ready for this Wednesday. It is, today is the 24th day of July.
That's right. We're back together.
Oh my gosh, that's right. How are you? Mitch English, so nice to meet you.
MacCloskey, it's nice to meet you. It's been too long.
Indeed, it has, indeed. I'm excited. I have to tell everybody at home, I had the wonderful opportunity of going to the villages to hang out with DeAnn's parents, and they made me a great Italian meal tonight.
She made some meatballs for Mitch.
And she made me cannolis and just...
What? She doesn't make me cannolis. That's ridiculous.
She likes me better.
She does.
And to make me feel just like New York, black and white cookies. And I get talking, and I'm talking all night. And then I was supposed to bring some, I was supposed to go home. And my son calls me, who's down visiting. He's like, hey, Dad, are you going to bring food home or not? And I go, oh, my gosh, y'all, I have got to go.
She said, me and Mitch talked for 3 hours.
We did.
We didn't even realize it was 8 o'clock. So thanks for having dinner with my parents.
It was wonderful. I've got so much dirt on this gown now. All right, check out this story. 5 guys were arrested at a Five Guys burger and fries in Florida. You know the restaurant. They got into a fist fight. A witness said that a cup was thrown, a door was slammed in someone's face before an all-out brawl broke out. The cause of the fight right now unknown. 3 male juveniles and 2 adult men were charged with a fray and processed at the Martin County Jail. Florida law defines a fray, because you're wondering what a fray is.
I don't know what a fray is.
I don't know what it is. It's a first-degree misdemeanor, and it results in 2 or more people fighting in a public place and disturbing the peace. Both 18-year-olds involved were arrested, taken to jail. Those minors just fingerprinted, booked. Ironically, there. 5 guys arrested at Five Guys. I love that.
And it's a Florida man story.
It's always a Florida men story.
Florida men.
Florida 5 guys.
They have to have that term because, you know, we just fight out in public here in Florida.
When I was up in Oklahoma, I took my daughter to the Five Guys. One thing I like about it is they just put all their crap out in the lobby. Like all their potatoes
like
and boxes. And then they don't tell you, but there's peanuts. You can grab a bunch of free peanuts.
And do they throw them on the floor there?
Well, I don't know if they do that.
Oh.
But I know places that do that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like it to be clean.
Nice and clean, and anyway, so I just go in there, I get filled up on the peanuts, and
then go home. You don't order anything.
I eat enough for 5 guys.
Well, speaking of arrests, a man was arrested after leaving his naked wife at the side of a highway following a beach trip, then setting her car on fire.
I love it.
I don't know if this is in Florida,
Here
probably.
we go.
55-year-old Donald Allen Moran was booked on charges of battery and arson. He's also accused of targeting another man after starting the blaze, allegedly slapping him in the face. The victim told officers he spotted Moran pouring gas through the driver's side door and setting it alight. An arrest report said Moran briefly watched the vehicle burning before spraying it with a water hose. It was at that point he walked over to the male witness and allegedly assaulted him. Deputies were forced to break into the suspect's home after he refused to speak to them about the location of his wife. She was later found telling officers that Moran had left her on a highway without clothing after they had spent the day at the beach. I think it's time for a divorce.
I would say it was a divorce. Even still, I mean, she's naked, and so like. Yeah, well, yeah.
I need to know the details. Okay, how did we get here?
Did she take her clothes off after she got?
Did he why did she get out of the car naked? I need to know all the
Because
backstory.
as you were telling that story, I was thinking, okay, he caught her in the car with somebody else, and she was. That's why she was naked.
And that's why he slapped the guy in his face.
Yeah, that part. But no, he says, no, I left her on the side of the road.
He's like, push her out of the car, slap him in the face, set it on fire, take her clothes.
He
made his point.
There's a lot happening with this one. All right, read between the lines. That's what you got to do in order to realize that 11-year-old's ice cold beer sign actually for root beer, not the brewed alcohol. Check this out. In an attempt to sell more drinks on a hot summer day out in Utah, a boy named Seth stood on the sidewalk with the stand and it said, "Ice cold beer." You see it there? It prompted neighbors actually call cops.
Of course.
Concerned about business operations. Come on. When cops arrived, they found that the boy was actually trying to sell root beer with an ingenious marketing ploy, and good for him.
They're like, "Do you have a liquor license?"
Bad for the people that called the cops on. Why didn't they go over and investigate a little bit and then say, "Oh, you little rapscallion, here, I'll buy you a pop."
It says root beer.
It's just root beer. I like the idea, though.
He's smart.
And then all the police officers took pictures with them.
And now he's viral, so he's really smart.
I love the
Good
idea.
job,
Good
people.
marketing guy.
Well, a scary moment for a driver as she accidentally slammed on the gas while leaving a New Jersey car wash and plunged into a nearby river.
It was awesome.
We gotta make sure she's all right, Mitch. Surveillance camera footage shows the Mercedes SUV leaving the car.
Come on, that's hilarious.
Sorry, I never saw
Now,
the
the
video.
car was
Hold on, I
still
wanna
dirty.
watch
It was New Jersey. Keep that in mind.
Jersey. Hold on, I just want to watch this.
All right, here we go. Watch this. It goes in.
Oh, wow. At what point do you not realize you're hitting the gas? Well, as you can obviously see, she plunges over the embankment into the river. The 64-year-old driver and her passenger were able to exit the vehicle and get back to the shore with the help of a bystander. The pair were taken to a local hospital and they did not have serious
That's why we're laughing.
injuries.
Okay.
I hope, I think when you get to a certain age, I'm not gonna say what age, I think you should have to retake your driver's license test every like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because if you are hitting the gas instead of the brake, we got a problem.
No, you're 100% right. And then your vision, I mean, things deteriorate faster. I agree with you. And you know, why they do it. I remember teaching one of my sons how to drive, and he did kind of the same thing, except backing out, and he kept looking at me like this, like, well, hit the brake, and then he wound up hitting my other truck. But like, you don't know what to do. You're like, why am I'm hitting the brake, and it's that reaction.
But how often do you hear of families that have to take the driver's license away from their like 90-year-old grandma because she can't see over the steering? You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be on them.
You're 100% right.
The state we should do something
quickly.
Yeah.
And living here in Florida, we have to deal with a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
Glad to hear though, she's okay on that.
It's just a fun
And
story.
the car, as we said, is still dirty, even though we do a car wash because it's New Jersey. A California city. California City has voted to ban some gender-specific words in its city code and replace them with gender-neutral options. Berkeley's municipal code will no longer feature the words like manhole, but you can still go to the manhole in San Francisco, by the way, which, by the way, they have 2-for-1 drinks on, Anyway, and words like manpower, I can kind of get that one, instead of calling it a maintenance hole, or human effort or workforce. The measure was passed unanimously because there's apparently nothing to do in Berkeley and replaces more than 24 terms. Gender-specific references to job titles like policeman, I get it, craftsman, I don't know about that one, will also be changed in the code. Police officer and craftspeople or artisans. Sorority and fraternity would change to collegiate Greek system residents.
Oh my God.
And the gender pronouns like he or she would be replaced with specific titles like the attorney or the candidate, which I can buy into that as well.
No, Mitch, I don't. I'm a woman, and I'm like, this is so ridiculous. I feel we have nothing better to do than get pissed that we call them manholes.
No.
Keep your manholes, men. I don't need it to be a woman hole. Oh God, no. Move on.
We'll edit that out. Don't worry. That will never make it to air. Don't you worry at all.
As soon as it left my mouth, I was like, no.
I do think we're getting
Stupid.
way.
This is so ridiculous.
This is another, and unfortunately, I don't see really any end to it. I can understand that where policeman.
Yeah.
And even
fine.
like.
But I feel like if you say policemen, like you shouldn't be like, oh, that's not
you
politically correct.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? You know?
And that's the society that we live in, and everybody is always going to be offended about something in it.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate that we're there in our life at a point where we have to now think twice before we call somebody something. So.
Yeah, it's so true.
Well, which in the good terms we normally think.
Yeah. Well, a police department full of police officers, men and
Nice.
women, in Loretto, Tennessee, is asking residents to refrain from flushing drugs, such as meth, down the toilet to prevent meth gators.
Oh, get out of town.
I'm serious. In the Facebook post, the Loretto Police Department wrote that officers executed a search warrant on a home and discovered the occupant trying to flush meth and drug paraphernalia down his toilet. Although the suspect was unsuccessful, the officers used the incident to remind residents of the harm drugs can cause to the environment. The post warns that meth could make its way into the Shoal Creek, down the Tennessee River in North Alabama, and into the bodies of alligators. But an alligator biologist said he has never once heard of an alligator on meth.
That's all we need is meth-fueled.
Meth gators.
They had this bad attitude. Now here's the thing, the good part is, maybe we should have more meth alligators because they'll lose all their teeth. I'm gonna kiss you. Still to come right here on the show called The Daily Flash, there's a museum dedicated entirely to the second number 2 thing.
Wow.
But this doesn't stink at all. And a saxophone man playing a serenade
We'll be
will
right
tell us
back.
more. Back to school. Yep, we are. That's where we're at. According to a recent survey, 85% of parents are pretty worried about spending for school supplies. Consumers are really kind of nostalgic for good old-fashioned pricing, but unsurprisingly also stress the importance of being able to shop for all those back-to-school items on a mobile device, right? Well, joining us right now with some great money-saving ideas is back-to-school lifestyle expert Jamie Hess. Jamie, tell us some of the deals that we can get for kids and get them ready to be going back to school.
Well, I'm glad you asked. You know, we're all comparison shoppers these days, right? In this day and age, I know I am. I'm a mom. You have to be. So I have scoured the internet to find the best deals in retail. And the 90s are back. I don't know if you've heard this, but online retailer Zulily has a blast from the past sale that is running now through August 22nd. That's kind of leaning into this trend, right? So they're offering 90s themed back to school gear and supplies at prices that you haven't seen since that decade. So it's very cool. So my first kind of tip for back to school shopping is, get things that are going to help your kid be a kid and embrace their sense of play. I'm a fit mom, and I know back to school time can be stressful, so I like to encourage a lot of active movement, and for that, you need styles that are going to be comfortable and also trend forward. So check out this adorable tracksuit from Pony, a total throwback to the 90s, and also at a throwback price of $9.99. Incredible. Next up, we're all worried about screen time in today's world, right? Invest in practical, functional school supplies that are going to get your kids off the screen and back to basics. So 5-star zip-up binders at $10.99, and just a traditional pack of Crayola crayons coming in at 39 cents, and also these fun retro toys, which I like because they inspire tactile learning, all from Schilling Toys. These are coming in all at under $20. And you may not have a kid young enough to need crayons. Maybe you have a dorm-destined teen. Who doesn't feel cool in a classic pair of kicks, right? So styles from Fila here, starting at $29.99. And Fila, of course, a great 90s brand, making a huge comeback. My last tip is don't let back to school shopping stress you out. It shouldn't be a chore. It should be a fun time to connect with your family. And if you start now, you'll get ahead of the game and you won't feel that stress. That's why I love this sale from Zulily. You simply download their app, go on the back to school page, and each Throwback Thursday, check out that back to school page for the retro deal of the week. You'll find that at the top. And make sure you go back on every week and check, because the deals are ever changing, and once they're gone for good. And these are truly the best deals in retail.
All right, well, where can folks get more information on all this great stuff?
They should download that Zulily app and check it out.
All right, Jamie, we'll put a link on our website so folks can do just that. You can go to DailyFlash.tv. Well, Japan's culture of cute makes no exceptions for doo-doo. We're talking about the feces. We're talking about the number 2. We're talking about poop. Visitors for the Poop Museum get a short video introduction and are asked to sit on one of 7 colorful, non-functioning toilets lined up against the wall. Now, music, yeah, it's kind of like Home Depot. Music starts playing as a user pretends to, well, go. Then a brightly colored souvenir poop can be collected from inside the toilet bowl to be taken home after your tour. Those crazy Japanese folks. The unstag, they don't ever change, please. The unstagenic area of the Instagram-worthy installations includes pastel-hued flying poops and a neon sign with the word poop written in different languages, just in case you needed to know. At the end of the tour, visitors can actually get a bag to carry home and catch on fire and put it in front of somebody's house. Oh, I'm the only one. Yeah, right. I'm the only one. I don't know. Well, I'm sure you probably read the book to your kid, Everybody Poops. It is something that everybody has in common no matter what. If you think about it.
We don't gotta pretend to sit on toilets next to each other for colorful poops, guys. This is so weird.
I don't understand it, but I bet you they're doing gangbusters. People just, because they want to experience.
I bet you they're like sold out every day. Like the ice cream museum.
Listen, if you guys here in America, Uncle Tom, he comes over my house, I promise you'll have, it's a whole museum. A whole day you can spend it. He'll talk about it, exactly. Everything.
Can we move on, Chris?
Okay.
Longer days and summer vacations also mean more downtime, playtime, and hopefully more family time. But if you're finding yourself stuck in a summer standstill when it comes to concocting adventurous plans and finding the best ways to keep the kids entertained, you're not alone. Lauren Barth, editorial director at TransMedia, shares the best products, the season's must-have kids gadgets, gear, and more.
Hi, I'm Lauren Barth. My tip for parents this summer is to go old school. Get outside and have actual adventures with your family and see where the summer takes you. But in everything you do this summer, safety comes first. These life jackets from the original Puddle Jumper are must-haves for your next family trip this summer. Both the 3D life jacket and 2-in-1 life jacket and rash guard are U.S. Coast Guard certified. And I love that they have soft fabric so there's less chafing, and they feature fun, bright designs so your kids won't rush to take them off. And whether you wander across town, across the country, or even decide to fly across the ocean, Club Wyndham is the largest vacation club offering 220 resort locations to enjoy every year. With flexible points that allow you to go where you want, when you want, you can spark that sense of adventure with spacious resort suites featuring the comforts of home with resort amenities from New York to Hawaii to Arkansas. And while in the natural state, your family can explore world-class art museums, aviation, nature, and epic bike trails in Bentonville, Arkansas. Visit bentonville.com, and for more information, go to momtrends.com.
We will have those links for you on DailyFlash.tv. Lots of good ideas for your kids, getting back to school, lots of fun stuff to do before they do.
And then you're traveling. I'm about to do a big road trip myself. Maybe I might swing through Bentonville. Who knows?
Well, the Daily Flash shenanigans continue after this break.
Stick around.
Shenanigans! Don't go anywhere.
Just cup it.
Say, guys, look what time it is. It's time for Flash Game Time. Game time. This is where we have a little bit of fun here with the crew of Daily Flash.
This is when we have fun.
Yes, it is. I didn't even realize that. We are having a little fun. It's today is the 24th day of July, so we're gonna play a little game. It's called On This Day. So he's in the back going, "Why are you looking like that?"
I get it.
It's a play on words.
A day, like a date.
On the date, other things. All right, here's how it goes. I'm going to tell you everything that happened on this date. You have a multiple choice, be able to choose which one. You are allowed to both choose the same numbers if you'd like, years rather. And first one, whoever gets the correct, you get a point. All right, remember, aces are wild. Top 10 answers are up on the board. You're both looking for no whammies. And Jeff, believe it or not, this time only, I talked to your therapist and everything. Wagering is acceptable. So how much you're going to put down? A C notes.
This is real nice.
Very nice. All right. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I'll hold on to this. We're not really 100% sure who you're betting on, but we are counting on you. First, though, we got to find out what they're playing for. Elena, what are they playing for today? Oh, memories. Press between the pages of my life. Little Elvis, okay.
I'm sad.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. How about we jump into the game? Here's the first thing that happened on this date in history. Tell me what year.
Okay.
Machu Picchu.
Can you say that? Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu is discovered. What year? 1911, 1923, 1955.
23.
You say 1923, you say?
Yeah, I'll say 23.
DeAnn says 23. They both say 23. Survey says 1911. 1911 on this day in history. As we move on to our next one, you did not get a point. You're coming closer to that $100 bill. There we go. Eye of the Tiger from the movie Rocky III tops the U.S. pop charts. What year? 1980, 81, or 82? You say,
Jeff said
you say
that real
82.
fast. I'll say 81. Oh, I'll say 82.
All right.
Give it to him. I was going to say 81.
Okay.
He
So
knew
it
that
was
one.
1982. And that song, I got to tell you, that was the summer I went to Boy Scout camp, and we all sang that song everywhere we went and played it over and over and over. We didn't have as many options on radio back then. All right, here I just remember that time. I remember driving through Tampa listening to that song on, I think it was Q105. All right, moving on. Here's our next one. Lance Armstrong, and I have to put the quote, wins his 7th Tour de France. Did that happen in 2005, 2007, or 2009?
2007.
Did you say 2007? It's a tie game. You can take the lead here.
I was going to say
possibly.
7 also.
All right, both of you say 2007. 2005! 2005! That means we're at our intermediate sudden death round. Let's get to know Jeff a little bit. Jeff, you work camera too. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the oldest cameraman, and I've worked here at Full Sail for
You're the best,
16 years. So
Wow! Now
yeah.
you teach after the class too,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And what classes are you
Broadcast
teaching?
production.
Broadcast
How to do what we're doing.
Very good. I think I'm older than you though. Let's
Maybe.
talk about that afterwards. You want to bet on it?
Yeah.
Let's go to our next question. All righty. Mormons settled the Salt Lake Valley. When did this happen? 1840, 1845, or 1847?
That's on that Oregon Trail game. 1845.
I was going to say that too. I'll say 1840.
I just
So
go with the
Jeff-
middle, I guess.
1847, and today they're celebrating, guess what? The days of 47 in Salt Lake, and they have a bigger parade, big,
I don't
huge
know
parade on
history.
State Street. It's really, really nice. I used to
Happy
live out there.
47.
Happy
Mormons.
days
Never
of
been there.
47.
Want to go, but never been.
This is the place when they were persecuted and moved out west. All right, here's our next one. Saving Private Ryan opens up in theaters, and I have to say this is not Saving Ryan's Privates that you might be familiar with, Jeff. Saving Private Ryan opens up in theater. 96, 98, or 2001. It
would you
starred
say?
Tom Hanks.
I think it's 2001.
No, I think
2001?
it's 98.
And
I think it's 96, but I'm going to say 98. I
You
don't know why.
want to say 98?
Yeah.
Survey says 98. You take the lead.
I do?
Was it
Tom-
time?
yes.
I thought it was time.
It was time, but now she just took the lead.
I thought he was winning. That's all
Oh,
right.
I'm getting
I
closer
take
to
the
this.
lead.
Tom Hanks is coming out with the Mr. Rogers movie. Mr. Rogers went to Rollins College right down the road here. And
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the barbershop with his
No.
photo painted
It's
on
a
it?
beautiful day in the
amazing.
neighborhood. We love Mr. Rogers. I think we got, here's our next one. Our final one. This is sudden death. You are in the lead. Cleveland, Ohio is founded by General Moses Cleveland, and yes, Moses Cleveland is spelled correctly, just to let you know. Did that happen in 1796, 1802, or 1815? Which year?
1815.
1815, so says DeAnn. And Jeff,
I'll go with the 02, I guess.
in 1902, believe it or not, it was 1796. You should have known by Moses Cleveland, and I don't know
'Cause it was-
why.
Why?
I just said you should have known. I didn't
He
say
saved
why.
Ohio?
I don't like this game.
But you normally usually do pretty decent with it. But you took the win and you won. So
Yeah! Give it to me.
Wait, I thought I got the $100. The Cleveland, Ohio. Have you both been there?
No.
Okay.
I've never been to Ohio at all.
We got to get you up there.
Okay.
Through the Hall of Fame, obviously, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, really, really cool. But also the house in A Christmas Story is there, and you can actually go.
They got the lamp in the window?
Lamp in the window and everything.
really?
Yeah. And LeBron James used to play basketball there. I don't know if you knew that or not. And they have the
Never knew
Cleveland
that.
Who's
and the Browns, and now Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma State is their quarterback.
See, I want to know
That's
if
all I
he
know.
founded it, why isn't it spelled the same
That's
as
what I
his?
That's a very good
No.
question. I think that's
Maybe
a
'cause
very
it
good
was-
question.
Because it was
Yeah,
too
I
close
don't
to
know.
cleavage.
Got his A out of there is what happened. All righty, we got more news, entertainment, and everything in between. That is the easiest, second easiest $100 that DeAnn's ever made. Stick around.
Don't take this from me, Mitch. Welcome back. Well, after 10 plus years of culinary experience and traveling across the country, our next guest is a former winner of the Food Network's Chef Wanted. Please welcome Executive Chef of American Kitchen Bar and Grill at B Resort and Spa, Chef Manoy Rogers.
Hey, Manoy!
Yeah.
So happy to have you here.
We are so happy to have you here. Well, we mentioned that you won the Food Network's Chef Wanted competition. Would you do it again if you had to?
In a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah,
What's it like doing like a competition like that? I've always wondered.
You know, prior to me ever thinking about becoming a chef professionally, I watched those cooking shows religiously. I watched them, I loved them. After I started, I was actually in a point where I was sous chef at the time, and I was making my way up the ranks, so to speak. And you know, you get these opportunities, albeit Craigslist or something, or seeing the ad on the internet or something like that. I filled out the application and was able to get picked for the show.
That's amazing.
So I got picked for the show. It was a 3-day shoot, went up there, and you know, to top it all off, I ended up winning it. So to me, one of my best, thank you very much, one of my best experience culinarily wise.
Okay, so you know you're going up against everyone. You know, you have to have a lot of faith in your food. What was the most stressful part, though? Is it because, I mean, normally you don't have to do it in front of cameras, and you're not in your own kitchen. I mean, what did you have to really worry about? What did you want to concentrate on?
So you hit it nail on the head. Those things are all in the back of your mind, but the biggest thing is the time. I think I'm speaking for most chefs to do any kind of show like that. It's the clock. Even though we're known for being organized and working fast and everything like that, when you look up at that clock, or even when you're just told at the beginning that you have this amount of time, you start getting a little bit worried. So the clock was definitely the biggest opponent.
I don't know how you guys do it, because when I watch, because I love cooking shows, and when I watch them, I'm like, how do you time it
together,
perfectly?
right.
So I understand that the food at American Kitchen Bar and Grill is farm to table concept. So tell our viewers who might not know what that means. What is farm to table?
So farm to table is basically what we do is we source as responsibly as possible. If we can get it close by, support a local farm or vendor, we do that.
Wonderful.
It's not 100%. I don't think it is anywhere unless you have your own farm.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're trying to produce good food. So farm to table is kind of a concept that we have. We've kind of merged into more of an open concept. So again, not everything comes from Florida. Sometimes it's from this part of the country. And you know what? If it's better in Japan or in Hawaii, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
You know?
When you, being a chef, is it hard to get people to have them invite you over to their house to eat because they think, you're going to critique it, that sort of thing?
I tell you what, you definitely get that. You know, people ask, what do you think? Do you always do that? Do you always critique the dishes? And my first love of food is to eat it, as you can tell. That's my first love. And so, although I cook all over the spectrum from, super rustic farm to table stuff, fine dining things, I love food. So that's not always in the back of my mind. Also, we work so much that sometimes you want to forget about it and not be in charge.
Just want to be fed.
Just want to be fed, just want to eat.
All right, what are you going to make for us? What are you going to make for us today?
What I'm doing is I'm going to do a little dish, one of the courses from our Flavors of Miami Gala. This is our 3rd year doing Flavors of Miami. Myself and my team will be traveling down to Miami. I think we're the only hotel or restaurant represented that's not in South Florida. So we love that. You know, we're kind of of course. And we're also doing 2 tables as well. So we have 24 guests. But this is going to be the razor clam chowder that we're going to do. So being that it's a gala, fancy night, it's a little bit more fancier than just a bowl of soup, if you will.
Now, I would imagine this is more like, this be closer to Manhattan clam chowder or Boston clam
This is going to be closer to a Boston.
Boston, okay.
Actually, the clams that we're using, the razor clams, are out of New England.
Okay.
So what we've done is we've, like I said, jazzed it up a little bit. We turned that chowder into a foam. So we made a real rich foam.
Fancy.
6 courses, so the portions are a lot smaller. You got to pack a lot of flavor into there. We're going to have some other good dishes on the menu as well. Some beef from Certified Angus Beef, which we've done all 3 years as well. But this one I think is kind of a little showstopper.
Okay. So speaking of time on your competition here, so can you get something together here in like 2 minutes here? I want to see how you do this.
2 minutes remaining.
All righty, that's bacon. I'm guessing.
This is actually our house bacon.
Okay, cool.
Another thing we do at American Kitchen, we try to make every single thing possible that we can. From cheeses to baking, curing and smoking bacon, we try to do it all.
Okay.
Definitely a scratch kitchen.
All right, so we would have this enough to what, get a little bit of the grease out, or what?
Yes,
Just for flavoring?
exactly.
Okay.
You're right on point. So we would want this to render out a little bit, get it a little bit crispy. You know, bacon is one of the good ingredients in the clam chowder, and of course the clams. So
Here we go.
after that gets going, we'll throw clams in there,
Nice.
and then we have some purple potato that we're doing. There's always a little potato in your clam chowder as well. We'll just kind of season that up lightly on the salt because we have salt from the
a little
bacon.
baller for this?
Yeah, we
That's
use a little
amazing.
melon
It's so
baller.
pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like all the
So,
color in this.
little pepper in there, and then we'll saute that up. Just a little olive oil as well added. I do have a little bit of citrus in here as well.
All right.
So once this gets going, this is kind of our garnish. What we did to make that chowder, the clam chowder part, is we took some clams, we took some shallots, some garlic, a little bay leaf. We cooked that in some cream, and then we blended it all up.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So then after
All right,
we
let's
do,
plate this up.
Yeah.
course.
How do we make this pretty?
after we take that blended clam mixture, we put in our siphon. We just add one little charge in here just to kind of aerate it out. So what we'll do now is always want to test this off plate.
Oh, wow.
Now, by the way, as you get, we got about like a minute left here, but what? Oh, this is great. If you want to watch all this again, we'll have it on our website. Of course, all the details for what's going on in Miami as well.
So,
And I got to tell you, look how beautiful this is. About 20 seconds left again on this, and we put this on the top with those purple potatoes. Look at this, looks phenomenal.
push this on there. We'll add a little bit of carrot powder,
Carrot powder.
just a little bit of pulverized carrot
That's
that we
gonna make it-
dehydrated.
That's going to make it a little sweeter, isn't it?
Yep.
I want to thank you for coming on the show. And
job.
please, you're welcome to come anytime you want. Have a great time in Miami, of course, for the flavors of Miami. Thank you so much for joining us. More coming up right around the corner. Looks
Thank you.
delicious.
Let's check out our quote for today. Our days are happier when we give people a bit of our heart rather than a piece of our mind.
It's, Chris Christopherson wrote that for Janis Joplin. Take a little piece of my heart, right?
Yeah, I like it. Sometimes I like to give people a piece of my mind, though.
Well, how about give a little bit of piece of advice? Because this is
Okay.
the part of the show where you can actually help out. It's where we share life moments from you. You ask our questions. We talk to our licensed mental health counselor. That's DeAnn MacCloskey here, who shares with us those moments and how to deal with them.
Yeah, so today's a little different. We have a viewer life moment from Facebook, actually.
Oh, great.
And some of our viewers weighed in on it, which we'll get to in a second. So let's see what our viewer said on Facebook. It's from a parent, and they said, I think my 16-year-old son is locked in his bedroom upstairs with his girlfriend doing you know what. He's a good kid. I'm not sure how I should feel about it. Am I a bad person if I don't say anything? Help. So we had some of our viewers weigh in on the topic, and I want to share some of what they say. We can kind of weigh in what we think. So let's see what our first viewer on Facebook had to say. I think we have that. Okay, he's gonna do it somewhere else anyway. He'll do it when you're not there. That's what 16-year-olds do. Best thing and anything you can do is tell him you know what's up. Give him lots of condoms for him and his friends. He probably already has an STD. Well, there we go.
that's that,
All right, thanks, Alex. Do we have another one? Let's see what another viewer has to say. There's no reason a 16-year-old should be in a locked bedroom with a 15-year-old. My mother would have whooped my butt if I even tried that. That door should be open, and far as that goes, they should be in a common area of the house. That's from Shannon Eller. That would be my mother for sure. So the comments are very similar, where it's either like, this is gonna happen anyway, talk to them about it, let it happen, and then there's other viewers who are like, this is totally unacceptable. Now,
Well, I'll tell you, where I was, no, it would never happen, but go ahead.
No. Well, I'm a mom of 2 girls, and so no. Like that would never happen. And I grew up, and you know my parents, like I wasn't even allowed to have a boy in my room if the door was wide open. So we have a couple more responses. I want to see what some of the other viewers have to say about this. Shirley says, you should definitely set boundaries for the home for sure, but if they're doing it there, they're gonna do it other places.
There you go.
In my opinion, you should take them both to the health department and get on birth control. Try to get in front of the problem instead of cleaning up after it. Be proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah, it's a little bit different from that first one that says, well, they're going to do it anyway. Let it be at the house. Well, they're going to do it anyway.
Shirley has some solutions, which I like. She's saying set some boundaries, and if the parents are okay with this, I guess, you know, the birth control thing. But again, I feel like once you open that door and you say it's okay, it just kind of like open that, not the bedroom door. the door.
If they're doing it, the door open, there's some bigger problems.
But I just think that mentality is a little bit like, well, if you're going to drink, I'd rather you drink in the house.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like, why do we start that?
They're going to drink. Yeah, they're going to drink no matter what. If you let them drink in the house, and now you're committing a crime because you're,
and you're setting them up to have sex way too young. We have more responses.
Man,
Let's see.
Let's go through these.
I think we have 2 more. Well, as a girl who had her first child at the age of 16 years old, you're stupid to allow this to happen in your home.
Wow.
I don't care how good of a kid he is. That's nuts. Granted, if they want to have sex, they will, but in no way should you look the other way. That's from Gabrielle. That's actually, I like that she was a teen mom and actually can speak for that and not just saying, let them do it. And last one, are you seriously okay with this? How old is this girl? Would you be okay with another parent allowing this if this was your daughter?
Think about that.
And that, exactly. Do you think that the standard shifts for a son versus a daughter?
Yes, 100%.
That's not.
And it's not right. No, and I'm not endorsing it, but yeah, there is something totally different about me having 3 boys and then my daughter, and then she's the youngest one too. But the good part that she was is that she was the youngest is that it did give me an opportunity to learn how to parent. Quickly though, watch the season 3 of Stranger Things. It deals with all of this. It might be something fun.
Oh, Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how Hopper deals with it.
You should watch the very last episode too.
I haven't watched it yet. Well, if you have a life moment you want to ask us about, email us at advice@mentalhealthmotivator.com, or you can call us and leave us a message. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Well, according to the Centers for Disease Control, or CDC, nearly 1 in 3 American adults has that high cholesterol. Joining us right now to discuss the latest facts about heart disease and share a few heart-healthy activities that can actually be incorporated into your daily routine is the expert, renowned cardiologist, Dr. Kevin Campbell. Doctor, tell us the latest statistics on heart health in the United States.
You know, we are making strides for sure, but still over 500,000 people in the U.S. alone die suddenly from sudden cardiac death every year. It's the #1 killer of both men and women, and second only to all types of cancers combined. So we have a long ways to go.
All right, let's talk about those statistics more, about how many Americans have high cholesterol, and why is that such a problem?
Well, right now, it's estimated that 1 in 3 Americans, so 33% of Americans, have high cholesterol. Cholesterol is a major risk factor for heart disease. What cholesterol does is it contributes to the plaques and the blockages that form inside the heart arteries that cause heart attacks. So it's vitally important that each and every one of us know what our cholesterol is and then make changes in our diet and exercise to impact that cholesterol level.
All right, we definitely need to make those changes so we can live healthier. So we need some easy ideas, easy tips to incorporate heart-healthy activities, maybe in people's busy daily routines that they have. What are some ideas?
You know, here's a perfect example. I'm sure that after the show, you're going to have a production meeting where you sit in a conference room and you talk about the show. Instead of sitting in that conference room, maybe you can walk around the studio or walk around the block. A walking meeting can lower cholesterol. It can improve creativity and productivity. For another example, go out and throw frisbee in the backyard. Garden together as a family. Set an example for the kids. Make sure that you move. That's the biggest, most important thing, is to just move.
You were talking about the Whole Hearts Challenge. Tell us more about that, how people can get involved.
So Honey Nut Cheerios has partnered with MyFitnessPal to create what's called the Whole Hearts Challenge. And what this is all about is combining diet and exercise and making it fun to impact your heart health. For example, a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios in the morning can lower your cholesterol. It has lots of fat-soluble fiber and lots of whole grains, and these are things that can lower cholesterol and impact your heart health. By tracking your nutrition and tracking your activities with the MyFitnessPal app, it shows you that this can be fun. It's not overwhelming. It can be simple, small changes, and believe it or not, you could win $1,000 to $5,000 in this challenge, so you make your heart healthy and your wallet fatter.
Everybody can use some extra cash, that's for sure. Where can viewers go if they want more information?
So you can go to Cheerios.com/hearts-matter and sign up. I'll be there along with a lot of my friends. Get involved. It's fun, it's easy, and you know what? Again, it's going to make you live longer because heart disease kills more Americans than anything else.
All right, important news there, and we'll have more information on our website along with that link at DailyFlash.tv.
The internet is over the moon for an Oregon dad who's gone viral for serenading a herd of cows with some sweet saxophone jams. Take a listen. Rick Herman has been playing sax for about 7 months, but so far has only really practiced in front of his relatives and his dog. After he saw a video of people playing music for animals, his wife suggested they take his act to the cow-adjacent road. He said he didn't expect such a dramatic reaction from the cows. A 2001 study suggested that slow, relaxing music could help alleviate stress in cows, also in people. We all live like Kenny G.
I think he was trying to play "Careless Whisper" by Wham. You know, that saxophone.
Yeah,
that's what it kind of sounded like. But he admits that he's kind of relatively new to that. I love cows.
You do?
If it makes for better beef, yeah, play him music. Play him Kenny G all day.
I'll eat some happy hamburgers, thanks. Well, who doesn't crave fresh and flavorful meals during the summertime? Registered dietitian Mia Zinn is here to show how you can whip up enjoyable and healthy meals with the help of rice vinegar.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to show you this delicious recipe perfect for summer, featuring clean labeled Nakano rice vinegars, the perfect ingredient for elevating your favorite Asian dishes right in the comfort of your own kitchen. Now, Nakano rice vinegar comes in 8 delicious flavors, including organic natural rice vinegar, roasted garlic seasoned rice vinegar, and the new delectable toasted sesame. What I love most about Nakano is that they have been making rice vinegar since 1804 and perfecting their legacy for over 200 years with unique contemporary ingredients. Today I have a simple Asian-inspired recipe for you: rainbow veggie noodles with a sweet chili sauce. Now, this recipe is so easy to make. It's made with fresh in-season vegetables, including zucchini, beet, and carrot noodles. For protein, I've added shrimp, but you can also add chicken or beef as well. And these fresh ingredients pair perfectly with the Nakano seasoned rice vinegar, which adds a big boost of flavor for minimal calories. And finally, to complete this meal, I'm going to drizzle the sweet chili sauce on top, made with the Nakano organic natural rice vinegar. This adds a little kick as well. Head on over to NakanoFlavors.com for more recipe inspiration for your next awe-inspiring meal, and be sure to find these vinegars in the vinegar aisle at your local grocer.
Well, can you believe it? It's been 15 years since we last saw Ross and Rachel on screen together. But if you still want to hang out with a gang from Friends, all you have to do is go to Pottery Barn. They got you covered. The retail giant's actually going to capitalize off the show's cultural footprint by debuting a new collection based off that show. It's going to offer over 14 separate look-alike items. Fans will will be able to purchase Rachel's famous apocryphy table along with other notable showpieces. The limited collection will hit stores late July. Items going to be starting about $12 at least. IKEA did the same thing earlier this year. Remember that? You can walk through and they had like different sitcom setups. Sets from fan favorites like The Simpsons, Friends, Stranger Things in their Middle Eastern markets.
It's funny that they're doing this now, like 15 years, 20 years later after the show. I mean, it's still a huge hit. It's like a whole other generation loves Friends, but it's just so funny that they've waited till 2019 to do this.
And I think, I'm certain it has something to do with who their clientele is. That they say, okay, well, they watch the people that are spending money right now, watch those shows, and so maybe they want a little bit of that nostalgia.
I like it. I might buy that apothecary table. A doctor in Vietnam shared video of an unusual case. The doctor said the patient came in complaining of ear pain and suspected that an insect had crawled into his ear. Using a camera to look into the patient's ear, a discovery was made. There was a small butterfly deep in the patient's ear canal. The doctor shared video of the insect being removed with a pair of tweezers.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
In the world. This is like stuff that you think is just urban legends.
Wow.
That thing came out of
fluttering in your ear all the time.
Goodbye. Well, after the break, the hustle is real for J-Lo.
There's moths up here, believe it or not. There's plenty of room.
You'll see what we mean in today's Movie Spotlight, America's favorite TV happy hour. We'll be right back. This is the Daily Flash. When Jennifer Lopez asks if you're in, you say yes. So get on board with the loosely based true story about a group of strippers scheming to fleece their sleazy, loaded clients out of more than just a few fistfuls of dollar bills. This is Hustlers, today's Daily Flash Movie Spotlight.
Front hook, ankle hook, knee hook. From here, you can do the carousel, just switch, and wrap.
Minus 40% is 160.
I just want to take care of my grandma, maybe go shopping every once in a while.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to work with animals. I was close.
These Wall Street guys, you see what they did to this country? They stole from everybody. Hardworking people lost everything. And not one of these douchebags went to jail. The game is rigged, and it does not reward people who play by the rules. It's like robbing a bank, except you get the keys. Are you in?
These are my coworkers.
Jobs, please.
What if somebody calls the cops?
And says what?
I spent $5,000 at a strip club, send help.
Damn. We're a family now. Damn. A family with money. Damn.
And when would you say that things got out of control?
Please help. This is my husband.
Like a honey bun, spit like a Tommy gun, roll your wooden one, home, teach mommy some hey. I like my niggas work like dude, say he gonna eat this like soup.
So the guy went back 3 more times. Guess he must have liked it.
Boom, hammer time. I was born to flex, diamonds on my neck. I like boarding jets, I like more than sex, but nothing in this world that I like more than checks.
We didn't do anything wrong. You know, Tony wouldn't let this happen. I'm gonna text him.
Who gave her phone back?
I like J-Lo. I don't know a lot about strippers, but I'm sure they don't look like J-Lo.
Do we get to see her butt? I think that's what I like to see. Who gets the top billing? Well, that's what she was famous for. It's the bootay.
Well,
Looks good.
From all of us here at the Daily Flash, thanks for spending time with us today. For more information on any of our stories, go to dailyflash.tv.
We will be back tomorrow for America's favorite TV happy hour. Y'all take care. We will see you when we look at you. Bye-bye.